Here we go, y'all. We're streaming live. So, we got a good, juicy one today. We're going to try to keep it a little bit shorter, and we're also going to try to get these things going a lot quicker into the evening instead of so late. So, this is just kind of a little fun we're playing around with here. Excuse me. Um, so, we've got some information, and I'm going to read it. I'm going to call this guy Scruff McGruff, the crime dog. And Scruff McGruff frequently will call me and text me and give me information about what's going on with clowns in the surrounding areas as well, because there's lots of good information and details that we can gather um, for sure with human intelligence. So I'm going to read to you verbatim so that Scruff McGruff does not get offended at all, because whenever Scruff sends messages, that's why he wants them read. So we're gonna make sure. But in the meantime, we'll just we'll have something going on in the background or something. Just a little something something. Why not, right? There's no copyright strikes for this right here. It says only 37 people reach, but see, I never believe these things. I'm gonna tell you guys something else. There's like 85 views on this YouTube thing all day, all day today, and all day yesterday. Starting at one time, it's like somebody flipped a switch and said, "Nope, no more views for this one." And I swear it's like zero views on YouTube, but the views are steadily increasing on other social media outlets. So, kind of gives you an idea, and that's not something new. But let's get right on into what Scruff McGruff has got going on here. And we'll turn this down here. So, all right, so we've completed the intro as McGruff was wanting me to do, and McGruff would like to bring up a contrast in, and I'm sorry I'm not looking directly at the camera here. All right, so a contrast in the different correctional facilities that are in the same county. So here in Lowndes County, Scruff McGruff, here we go. We're going straight up with Scruff McGruff from here on out. Clown County, we have that's what he says, Clown County, but it's clowns, but yes, we know. Um, we have a Georgia Department of Correction facility that is comprised of three facilities. One, main prison. Two, intermediate rehabilitation annex unit to help with substance abuse offenders. And then you got three, a transitional facility for those that are approaching completion of sentence and fixing to return to society. Out of these three facilities, they house approximately 950 inmates, 200 give or take in the rehab unit, 150 give or take in the transitional facility, and that leaves roughly 650 give or take at the main prison facility. So what is important is that you remember that 650 number, which is the number that Scruff McGruff is referring to of the total number of inmates in the Lowndes County Jail, which is higher than that. It's much higher. I want to say it's like over 800 the last time I heard a figure, but that was almost 2 years ago now. So what is important is that you remember the 650 number. These 650 inmates at the main facility, well, they are there for serious offenses, not because they had a little cannabis on them. And they are bad. He says they are bad dudes. Make no mistake about it. Now, let's take a look at the total citizen population of Lowndes County, approximately 113,500 individuals. And he says, nice sized county population, nothing wrong with that. However, with that being the case, how is it that the Lowndes County Jail, on average, holds the same number of individuals as the state prison does? Think about that. Individuals in the county jail committed crimes nowhere near the magnitude as those incarcerated at the state prison, yet the local county jail inmates population on average equals that of the Valdosta State Prison's inmates. that have committed more serious crime. Something is just fundamentally wrong here. This isn't DeKalb County or Cobb County, Georgia. We shouldn't have the same number of inmates in the county jail as we do the local state um, dock prison location located here. Okay, so the number is probably more staggering than you think, McGruff. So I stay on, uh, you know, up to date with McGruff's status updates and so forth about what's going on. I've told him to specifically try to keep an eye out on certain things if he could. So he's doing a good job, and we'll try to get more and see if Scruff's got some friends. You know, Scruff's got friends. Scruff's got actually got good friends. Scruff's a good dog. So that's the difference is that the good dogs don't get the jobs. They're not working the system. The good dogs are, I guess, really good dogs are the ones that are trying to bring down the bad ones right now because that's really what's overtaking everything. So I would say right now the good dogs are the ones that are, and I'm not trying to refer to you in a negative way at all. You know that. I'm just playing around. But so we'll basically, um, you know, just address this issue. And he brought up the fact that the diets are much stricter at the prison. So you have incentive, the prison farm road. You know, as we can see in the beginning here, I put prison farm road because I don't want this to be farm or farming for prisoners. I mean, it's just insane. It's just, I mean, it's obviously blatantly in your face. These people think that they're really cute and they're gonna throw up Prison Farm Road all in your face, and that's what they do. They're farming prisoners. That's why I've got this symbol right here. You know, Acon for a while. So, and the felon recycle symbol. So as we see Prison Farm Road here, you see that, guys? I know you guys. Some of you guys might not have noticed that. From people from Lowndes, instantly know. They all know. We all know about this place. I mean, you cannot live in Lowndes County and not know about this facility in some way, shape, or form. Seems like so. Uh, so anyways, I was just going to give you that little notice there and update. Obviously, today is just another day. We don't have any disposition. I'm just basically marking them down, and you'll know as soon as we hear something. And I saw a video just to give some credit. You know, I saw Ashley Pog talking, and he just, you know, he seems like a really nice guy, and he's getting a lot older now, and you know, I want to have respect for law enforcement. You know, and talking to McGruff today, just it makes me feel like there's some good guys out there that you know they're getting a lot of bad raps for the bad guys, the real bad guys, and that's the same thing with me. It's like and everybody else, you know, I am nowhere near the victim of some people in this, and trust me, I know that. And but for another thing though, don't get it twisted either, is that I was not born with some silver spoon in my mouth either. Now, I mean, if I was, why the hell would I be here right now talking to you about this, right? Because I would have money then, right? And then I could manipulate people, especially people in Lowndes County. I could really manipulate those people real easily. So that's kind of, you know, that's the point to bring up is also what are the standards and the differences in the county jail and the prison. It seems like an incentive to go to prison, and that's what they do. They don't allow cigarette smoking, but then they allow it in the prison. So you basically, and I don't know if they're still doing this, but that's the way they used to do it for so long. You couldn't go to, and they would confiscate people's stuff and just like they would have lighters for days. I mean, they would steal people's lighters. You would never get your lighter back. You're not getting a lighter back. If you go in there with like 5 lighters, you come back with 0 when you get out of that jail. I know you guys know that. Who's been there before. And you got to give people a chance now. I mean, people like myself, there are a lot of people out there. Skin color and a label like felon and convict is not going to determine what a person's being is and what a person's true wealth is, what their hearts are on the insides. So I don't know what the differences are in the facility requirements. I just know that inhumane treatment are they're case by case um, uh, determinations, and they're based on whether or not the public would feel shocked at. The bottom line is the public shocked? Shocking to the public. That is what you have to determine. What is shocking to the public? It's inhumane treatment. Inhumane. And it's the Eighth Amendment. So you have to know these amendments. You have to know your amendments. You have to know what's been violated. Once you know that, see, I didn't spend time. I want to tell people I didn't spend time in jail playing games. Okay, I didn't spend time effing around, playing grab ass, fighting people. Just nonstop nonsense and BS from straight just I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what they're just animals because the problem is that these guys don't have fathers. They're looking for the state to be their father. So here comes the state. What do? They just lock their butts up and destroy their whole family. I mean, because who pays for this stuff? Who ultimately pays for somebody on probation? A lot of times these guys they go so long they can't pay. So what do? They pay minimum payment every single month. And so what happens? This is what happens. I'm sorry I'm getting off track. We know shocking to the public, inhumane treatment, Eighth Amendment. Okay, look it up, Eighth Amendment. But for right now, we're going to go to the Lowndes County Jail. And McGruff brought this good point up earlier too. And we're just going to go on over here. We're going to try to look at the... usually we can see the inmates, like what, I might not be at the right site. Let's see, am I here? So you can add money to the inmate's account. See, this was a whole big thing too. When they first implemented this crap, it was hard to get anything. We were struggling. We had to order like at random times that were just offset. So if you didn't have any money in your books, you were screwed. And we're talking. You might think that oh, you're getting free food. What are you worried about? You're getting free housing and stuff. That's the sentiment I get from a lot of people. These people that have never been to jail before. They think they know everything about jail. But, you don't get fed good stuff. You don't get fed fruit. And that's the thing McGruff brought up. He's like, why do you get fruit in the prison but not in the county jail? And whenever you you compare the two, there's no difference. Because you're talking times that are spent in the prison that are sometimes shorter than the time spent in the county jail. That is a fact. So they will drag you and drag your case and drag you and drag you and drag you until you can't take anymore. And they'll even probably start stuff with you on the inside. I mean, everything is just all geared towards making you break, trying to plead out the stuff that you didn't do, or something that maybe one thing, let's say you did one thing wrong and it was really minor, like a misdemeanor, but then they threw in like 3 other felonies or some stuff like that. They make you sit there until they basically throw it out whenever they want to. So I just I wanted to see, we're going to find the inmate search. So usually, there we go, current inmates here. So McGruff wanted to see here, look, not bailable. What are these guys? Mass murderers? Yeah, really. These guys are all not bailable. Really, they're not bailable. See, you can't get them out. You can't get them out with your tax dollars. So you have to stop these people, because if you don't, they're just going to keep doing this. I'm going to count how many I just see on the first page. This is just one page. So if every page fits this same approximation here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 people on the first page, and it says here a total of 660 people in there. And how many pages do we have? 23 pages of this. I mean, here, let's go to the next page. You guys think, all right, so let's say, okay, Alan, I don't want to try to call these people out. Like, let me see if I can find somebody I actually know. because I probably do, but I'm not trying to like put people on the spot that don't. But anyways, I'm just trying to basically show. Let's just click on the first one to keep it random. Violation of probation. Now we got this. Okay, let's. This is a good example. A registered sex offender. This was frustrating as hell. You guys know. You guys that were in my cell. You guys know what I'm talking about. There was a guy that was in the cell with us that basically was extremely creepy. And come to find out, he would lie to everybody and say he was in there for marijuana. I mean, this is no joke, y'all. And so, anyways, he was not in there for marijuana at all. That's not why he was in there for this right here. Let me. You guys can't see this. It didn't scroll down far enough, did it? Um, excuse me. I'm trying to see. Let's see if I can. There we go. All right, let's. So now you guys can see violation of probation. And this is two whammies. And let me tell you why this is two whammies. It's the same thing, really. Registration of a sexual offender. There are instances where guys get so down and out, and especially somebody that has these charges here. Because I have to say, let me finish my story, that there are creepy guys in the cell with you at Lowndes County Jail, or can be. It's possible if you tolerate it. Otherwise, you could get the hell out of there. But it's very creepy. And I just want to say that this guy was really struggling, and I felt that, yeah, he did something a long time ago, and yeah, he's got some issues, but they're not going to get better by letting him just be institutionalized and literally living in the Lowndes County Jail. You know why? Because he can't stay in the hotel that they keep harassing him at. He wants to go to the hotel, and he wants to basically go down to a couple rooms down the road, or down the way or whatever, and he can't do that because they knock on his door and he's not there. He's right down. He's at the facility. He's there, but he's at a room that's right down the road or whatever. And so what do? They put a warrant out for his arrest every single time. And he's got to register every single year. And these guys have hardship. So what happens? You get rounded up. You constantly have warrants for these people. And what did he do? Back whenever he was, and I'm not going to tell you specifically about this one guy, but I'm just saying a lot of these instances you have issues where guys are like, they're like 17 years old and they get with somebody who's 15 or something like that. You have issues where, I mean, my first girlfriend, in high school, one of my first girlfriends, I remember a specific time where I was 17 and she was 15. We were 2 years apart. And those are, it can be solid years. It could just be like a year and some, a few months away from 2 years or something. So these cases are really ridiculous. And so that's just one instance. You see, as sheriff, and I'll tell you, Ashley Falk, right now, if you're watching this or anybody relays this to you, I'm not going to be mean to you. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just going to call it like it is, brother. If you did something wrong, you got to answer up to it. If I did something wrong, I'm going to answer up to it. I've lived my whole life dealing with this stuff. So now here we are. It's 2017, and here I am. That same guy. That same guy that you've seen before, the same guy you've probably heard about in some way, shape, or form in some illegitimate fashion. I'm here to tell you what I would do as sheriff in the first week, the very first week of me being sheriff of Lowndes County, Georgia, running as a Democrat, just as you did. I will go to every single inmate, individual. I don't care if you're in there for the most egregious thing that you can think about. I will physically see you face to face as inmates in that county jail. Those 660, I will see every single face in that county jail. And I will immediately release any victimless crimes, victimless criminals from that county jail. The next thing I will do is go on a case-by-case, individual-by-individual basis, and I will determine what is appropriate in the situation. And with the excess space that we come up with, which will be a tremendous amount, 80 to 90% of the whole entire facility will be freed up, we will institute program for not rehabilitation in the sense that you guys want to sit there and throw Jesus Christ as the answer to everything and no other answers. I'm not playing that. You can preach that. You want to go down the road. You guys want to get together and play that church game where you guys all have 1,000 churches in the town. Y'all can play that all you want to, but I am dealing with what's the problem at hand, and that is not the problem. You guys are getting in the way, is what you're doing. We don't need any visitations. There will be no visitations at all during this period of time where I'm sheriff. You're not coming in as a pastor, as anybody. You're not coming in. I'm dealing with this. We're getting these people out of there. You guys have had all the time in the world. You churches, you guys have sat back and watched and seen pastor after pastor go in there. Not from every church, but that's enough's enough. If you can't get the message to those pastors coming in there, you got a problem. And I don't want to see any of you. Any of you pastors going in and out of there right now, I don't want anything to do with you. Get out of the way. Back to the topic at hand. After the victimless criminals are gone, check, boom, next. We're going to any other crimes or so-called crimes that have taken place, especially anything that had anything to do with disorderly conduct or any kind of garbage like that. And I'm going to get every officer involved immediately. I will write down and I will record immediately every single inmate that wants to record their account of what happened. We're going to record every single one of them. You're going to get your money. See, we got money to do that. We don't have money for some stupid MRAP that you guys are selling to some, town that has no business with an MRAP. No town even has business with an MRAP right now because we don't have a drug problem. We have a war on drug problem. And Trump knows that. And if Trump is who Trump says he is, which I know he is, you guys are going to see America truly great again. And when I say that, I'm talking about the drug war is going to end. You see Sessions? You see what's happening to Sessions right now? You're going to see more stuff like that. We're not playing. Go look up some of what Trump said. You think he's a man of his word or not? And you think he said he's going to, you think he's about some BS? Okay. Let's see, how did he get to the position that he was at? You think he got there by being like parasitic scumbags? Maybe like some of these people watching this video? And, let's just keep it simple, stupid right now today. We're going to keep going on and on. It just never stops, guys, because the stories are going to keep going. They're going to come off the top of my head. I'm going to tell you new things. I'm going to tell you about some crazy incident that happened in the jail. But, we don't have all night, so we're going to roll on into the new day, and we'll go ahead and update the day. So we have correct account of what is going on with this case. Oops. Well, let's go to, we always got to go to video manager here first. And then we come on down here to live streaming. And there we go. So, 660. 661. So, there we go, guys. I appreciate everything. Scruff McGruff, thank you. Big shouts out to you and all of your buddies. See if you can ground up some more of your friends and some more stories, and we'll keep showing people what's up. I'll try to keep these things as interesting and as motivated as possible. We're going to get Disposition. This is not about being negative. This is not about being down and out. This is about overcoming and triumphant victory over the enemy, which is the mind. It's the mind. That's my video. Whenever I showed you the Kendrick Johnson, tribute video with what happened to me and putting it all together and tying it all together. And what's crazy is that you can see from the actual case, KJ incident, that did happen. But a tribute to him. And I just get off topic, but I just want to basically let you guys know that, this is bigger. This is about victory. This is about winning. This is all that we can do, guys. This is what we can do. We can work day to day and hand in hand, communicating, sending each other messages. If you guys have anything, I'm going to tell you. Like Scruff McGruff, just give us that information. There's more. I didn't know all the specifics of that. I did not know, but I do know that the conditions of the prisons compared to the jail is always different, to where the prison seems like a utopia to these guys. These guys want to go there because they can smoke cigarettes there, they can get fruit there, they can get drugs there. So we got to address this one step at a time. So we'll do it, and we got a leg up. We're just, we got a case against us. It's just perfect. God's working, and I do pray. I do believe in a creator God. I encourage you to do research and do personal, in depth searching to know that everything's gonna be all right. These people are not gonna stomp all over us forever. So, and a lot. It's gonna be really funny too. Is that some of these guys, they prop themselves up with all this fake money, and when it comes crashing down, who are these people? They're nothing. These people are gonna be nothing. So you just sit back and relax. And any suggestions, please send them to me. I was going to try to get this chat going so where I can see live. I'm going to experiment to see if I can see that. I can obviously do this on two different screens. If I do this on a different time of day, I can definitely do this on two different screens way easier than what I'm doing right now. So this is just a kind of in the evening era, a period that we're in right now. I was sorry, I was just going to try to go to the live stream and check out and see. Um, I can just have this on another screen completely, but there's a way to actually possibly have it stream. I would have to test this out. Let me see. Testing. Here, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna try to do something right now. Bear with me, guys. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can stream this chat to where everybody can see it. Let's do. I don't think it's gonna work though. I'm not so sure it's gonna work. Testing. Anyways, we'll just keep playing with it, guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna cut it short. It's 12 a.m. So now we're into the new day. It always tends to do that lately, but you guys have a great evening. Thank you so much, Scruff, and everybody who's paying attention and following and caring and loving, your life and your tax dollars and care. See, that's what it is. It's just care. Kendrick Johnson is care. He's missing because of care. So until we care, Kendrick Johnson will not have justice. So we're going to care, and we're going to bring him back, and we're going to restore what really happened so that people can really know. That's another. I can give you some insight of a perspective of Kendrick Johnson real quick of the incident. It is suggested that possibly there is gang activity, and I don't know what the validity and the truth is of this. Is supposedly some research has been done in the investigation that there's possibly some gang activity that happened in the county jail that Kendrick was involved with, and that what happened was covered up because they didn't want that shocking news to be, known to the public, so that's why you might have a cover up. So that just, it's bad no matter what. It seems like to me it almost makes it even worse to say stuff like that, because that's just what that means is that on a whim you're willing to be ready and mobilized, and you got all your troops ready to go, and they're on command to do your bidding, which is evil. So let's think about that, guys. If you're watching this and you're on the inside, or you know somebody that may be interested in this broadcast, and you know what this broadcast is, this is powerful. We're gonna go all the way. I told people earlier I'm gonna bring that up on one of these broadcasts. We're gonna talk about that. how I'm going to go back so far and how the statute of limitations will apply and won't apply to your case so that I know and that you know and that whenever something happens to you, you have to know for your lawyer or unless you want to represent yourself, which is very, very, very much discouraged because you're not going to know the processes like somebody on the inside would. Somebody who's been working close proximity with these justices and other prosecutors, and it's the whole system. The whole system is at fault, really. Oh yeah, I wanted to say also, McGruff does have a friend that used to work at the um Georgia State Patrol, and he remembers that there was a specific instance where his friend was basically, barking at him and came up to him, started wagging his tail and nudging on him, and sure enough, Scruff knew something was up. And he told him, he said, "Man, Scruff, I had to work my butt off today. My tail, wouldn't stop wagging, and I was just panting and panting because my little paws couldn't get a break." And he basically said, he told Scruff that he was writing so many tickets and trying to process so many tickets that were written from another officer that he didn't have time to go lap up some water from the bowl. So I mean it was crazy. He was thirsty, he was panting, and he was telling Scruff about his day, and so that just kind of got relayed too. So and then come to find out, I say, so who is whenever we go to trial, or if anybody disputes these tickets that we keep seeing, or you basically, this guy was writing up so many, it's just impossible to even do this. But I said, I said, Scruff, how do they know that the victim or the defendant, most of the time I always think the defendant is a victim, but the defendant or the suspect is actually going a speed that they're going? He said, you don't. You just take the word of the good old trusty Georgia State Patrol. So isn't that lovely? Let's leave on that note. Power to the people, you guys. I love you guys. Take it easy, and we will keep on trucking along, and everybody will be updated. Don't worry. God bless you all, and God bless Clowns County, turning it back into Lowndes County. So, or maybe a different county altogether. Let's just change the whole entire thing. We'll go back as far as that. No, I'm just playing. Anyways, take it easy, guys. Have a great night.